Hey volleyball fans, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're exploring something super important, and that's the fun side of volleyball.
Fun in volleyball. That sounds right up my alley.
Yeah, and to help us out, we've got a bunch of quotes from coaches and players. It's really fascinating stuff, like this one from 201 plus volleyball quotes to inspire and motivate your team, it says. It's not all rainbows and ponies. Pretty deep, huh?
I like that quote. It's honest.
Dude.
Volleyball has its ups and downs, just like anything else worth doing.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's like those tough practices. They can be brutal, but you
Absolutely.
leave.
Yeah, but then you leave feeling so good.
Right. That sense of accomplishment. Okay, here's another one, this time from Loy Ball. He said, "The will to win is more important than the skill to win." What do you think about that?
Oh, I love that quote. Skill is important, for sure, but you need that passion, that drive to be your best.
It's like, if you're not having fun, why even bother?
Exactly. It's got to
Yeah.
come from within.
Okay, so we're talking about fun, but what about hard work? Practice is the battle you must win. How do we make that battle enjoyable, especially for younger players?
I think it's about getting creative, making practice challenging, but also engaging. Game-like scenarios, a bit of competition, maybe even some rewards.
That's a good point, but we don't want to make it too intense for the younger players either.
Oh, definitely not. It's all about finding that balance, letting them have fun, and just enjoy being on the court with their friends.
Right, right. Speaking of that, Ryan Miller said something really interesting. He said, play as much as possible, especially for young players. Simple, but so true.
Absolutely. The more you play, the more you learn, and the more you have fun.
And the better you get. It's like when Gabrielle Reese said, if you want to stay fit, surround yourself with a couple of chicks who are fired up.
Yeah.
And he was talking about working out, not volleyball, but
But the idea is the same. Find people who make it fun.
totally.
Yeah.
And that positive energy, it rubs off on you.
For sure. It makes a huge difference.
Lindsay Berg had some great advice, too. She said, be a leader. A setter should be high energy. Make your teammates feel comfortable.
Being a leader is so important, no matter what position you play.
Exactly. How can you contribute to a positive and fun team culture? I think that's something we all need to think about.
I agree. And sometimes, you just gotta laugh.
Oh, speaking of laughing, this one's a classic. If at first you don't succeed, try. Try again, then quit. No use being a damn fool about it.
There's definitely some truth in that. Sometimes you gotta know when to adjust your approach. Or even your goals.
Right. It's all about being self-aware
Yeah.
and maybe having a little sense of humor about it all.
Yeah.
So, what have we learned so far? I think it's clear that fun isn't just some extra thing in volleyball.
It's essential.
It makes you work harder, it helps you deal with tough stuff, and it makes you a better teammate.
Absolutely. It's funny, right? Like some of the best volleyball moments, they come out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah. Those crazy digs.
Yeah.
Or those awesome blocks.
The whole team just goes wild.
Pure energy. So contagious.
Yeah.
But what about when things get tough? When you're frustrated.
Yeah.
Or just not feeling it.
Well, even the best players have those days.
They do.
Oh, yeah. Everyone gets discouraged sometimes. It's normal.
So how do you, get past that? Rediscover that joy?
I think it's about perspective,
Yeah.
focusing on the journey, not just the destination. Like, celebrate those small wins.
Yeah.
Even if it's just mastering a new skill or having a good practice.
This quote kind of reminds me of that. It says, enjoy every minute on the court, because one day it will all be a memory, and the only thing that will be left are the friendships and the lessons you learned.
That's so true. It's about those connections, those moments. They're what make it special.
It's like playing with your friends, having a good time, win or lose. Those are the memories that stick with you.
Exactly. Sometimes it's those tough practices. Those are the ones that bring you closer together.
Interesting. You overcome something together, and it bonds you. Okay, here's another one. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. How does that apply to, younger players just starting out?
I think it's all about finding that passion. When you love something, the hard work, it doesn't feel so hard.
But how do you help them find that love, especially if they're, just starting out?
Well, you got to create a supportive environment. Let them explore, make mistakes. It's okay to mess up. Celebrate their progress, no matter how small.
And remember, not everyone learns at the same pace.
Right. Some need more time, more encouragement.
Yeah.
The key is to meet them where they are.
Support them. Sometimes, maybe just let them be kids.
Sometimes, always, let them have fun. Experience the joy of just playing.
It's easy to get caught up in all the drills and stuff.
It is, but sometimes you just got to hit the ball around and laugh. Remember what it's all about.
Having fun. Okay, so we've talked about a lot, but how does this fun stuff in volleyball, how does it help kids in, like, real life?
Oh, that's a great question. I think volleyball teaches some really valuable life lessons.
Like what?
Well, resilience, for one. Volleyball, it's a game of ups and downs. You learn to bounce back. That's a skill that'll help you in anything you do.
Volleyball is life. Everything else is just details.
Whoa, that's a big one. But there's truth to it, right? Volleyball teaches teamwork, communication, how to set goals. It's like a mini version of life.
And when you learn those lessons in a fun environment, they stick with
No,
you.
absolutely. You create positive experiences. Those are the ones that shape who you become.
Okay, so fun, positive coaching, motivation. But what about parents? How can they help their kids have a good time playing volleyball?
Parents, they're huge. Their support is so important. It shapes how kids see the sport.
So what can they actually do?
Focus on the process, not the outcome. Celebrate the effort, not just the wins.
Be their cheerleader, not their critic.
Exactly. And just listen to them. Let them share their experiences, good and bad.
Be there for them, not as a coach, but as a parent.
And sometimes the best thing you can do is just step back. Let them play. Let them have fun.
That's hard for some parents, though, right? Letting go.
It can be. But trust your kids. Let them find their own love for the game.
And when you do that, that's when the magic happens.
The joy shines through. It becomes more than a sport.
A connection, a source of growth and memories.
It's about creating those positive experiences that help kids become the best they can be.
And volleyball can be such a powerful tool for that.
It's interesting. Volleyball, it's a game of constant change. Like, you're always adapting.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, the game is fluid, right? You're
Yeah.
adjusting, reacting, facing new challenges. It's a lot like life. You got to be flexible.
That's a good point. Being open to new things,
Right.
new ways of playing.
And that helps you off the court, too. The ability to adapt, it's essential.
So how do we help young players develop that willingness to, like, embrace change?
Create a practice environment that encourages trying new things. Let them experiment, make mistakes. It's all part of learning.
So like a yes culture, where you feel safe to push your limits.
Exactly. And celebrate those creative moments, even if they don't always work out.
Sometimes you discover something new by accident, right? When you step outside your comfort zone.
And that's where the real joy is, right? Discovering, growing, connecting.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, what are some key takeaways for our listeners?
Fun isn't just a bonus, it's crucial. It makes you passionate, it motivates you, it makes the whole experience better.
Find that balance between challenge and enjoyment. Make the hard work feel like play. And remember, the journey is just as important as the destination.
And volleyball, at its core, it's a game. Enjoy it, celebrate it, bring people together.
Keep the good times rolling.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about fun and enjoyment in volleyball. And, something I've been thinking about is the coach's role in all of this. It seems like they can really make or break the experience.
Oh, absolutely. A coach who brings that energy, that love for the game, it can be so contagious.
Right. It's like if the coach is excited, the players get excited.
Exactly. You can just feel that passion. It inspires everyone.
So how can coaches create that kind of fun environment? We talked about mixing up drills and stuff, but what else?
Well, one thing is celebrating those small wins. It's easy to get caught up in the big picture, but
But sometimes it's those little things, right?
yeah. Like when a player finally nails a new skill, those moments are huge.
And recognizing those moments, no matter how small, it can make a big difference for the players.
It really does. It boosts their confidence, makes them want to work harder.
And it makes it more fun.
For sure. Another thing is team building activities.
Oh, yeah. Like what kind of things?
All sorts. It could be silly games or maybe problem-solving stuff that gets them working together.
So it's not just about goofing off.
No.
Yeah.
It reinforces those skills they need on the court.
Communication, teamwork, all that.
Plus, let's be real, those activities can be some of the most fun memories of the season.
Totally. Speaking of memories, I was really struck by something in our research, this idea of a coach creating a positive legacy.
Oh, yeah. That's powerful stuff.
What did that even mean, though? Like creating a legacy?
It means you're not just teaching volleyball, you're shaping lives.
Wow. Instilling values, inspiring a love for the game.
And it goes beyond the court. It impacts families, communities.
That's a lot of responsibility. So how does a coach actually do that?
By being a role model, on and off the court.
Leading by example.
Exactly. Every interaction, every word, every action, it matters.
It's about being present and realizing you have a real impact on these kids,
And remembering that coaching, it's a privilege, a chance to make a positive difference.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the fun side of volleyball, what's the one thing you want our listeners to remember?
Remember that fun isn't just extra, it's essential. It drives passion, it motivates, it makes the whole experience better.
So embrace the joy, the friendships, the learning.
And remember, the game is never really over.
It's just waiting for that next serve. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive. We'll see you next time.